this morning. That's where, I mean, most things start and end with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You could talk any direction you want when it comes to the Steelers right now. Doesn't matter who their wide receiver 2 is because Mason Rudolph's throwing them the football. Will Howard might have a leg up or a hand in the pile for the competition. And Aaron Rodgers is still at home a week away from OTAs. I will say that I'm still fairly confident that he's going to show up before the summer fully gets rolling, but I don't know that for fact. I can't say it as fact. And if it doesn't happen, well, I'll look like a little bit of a laughing stock, and that's okay. I'll take the L. I'm always about taking L's. But it is important to dive into it. Meanwhile, there's another name that has, I guess, become a real option for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A name that, I mean, to be quite honest, I have ignored because, yeah, fallback plan, great. Having a guy who's been here, awesome. But everybody wants to talk like Mason Rudolph has been part of this. Mason Rudolph knows what he's walking into. I don't view Mason Rudolph the same way. I view Mason Rudolph as a guy who was here with the last offensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator before that. Never really had any connection with Arthur Smith except for going to his former team when he was gone and then coming back. Has to learn a completely new offense. I think that you have to put into account, but is getting time right now with his wide receivers. I don't know if you saw the goatee throwing passes during the off-season program that the Steelers shared online. I mean, that's the start that the Steelers and everybody else is hoping Aaron Rodgers had with his wide receivers. Mason Rudolph's the guy doing it, and former Steelers quarterback Charlie Batch believes that gives him an upper hand if Aaron Rodgers continues to hold this thing out. He said on the Arthur Moats podcast the other day, quote, Mason Rudolph, he was here, but he wasn't in this system. So he does have a leg up as it relates to learning the offense because he's been here for the last couple of months. I think the longer it goes towards training camp, I think you have to give the edge to Mason Rudolph because that means he knows the system a little bit better than what Aaron Rodgers does. 2 questions to kick this one off. 1, Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old, 4-time MVP, has learned offenses in the past with ease, and yes, struggled last year, and maybe he's going to struggle again, but overall wildly successful career in the NFL. Can't take that away from him, no matter how much he upsets you at this point in time being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Is it a little bit outrageous to think that he wouldn't be able to pick up on this offense quick enough to give himself pole position, we'll call it, in the quarterback competition against Mason Rudolph? And second, Mike Tomlin has made it very known over the last couple of years that he makes the calls and his decision this is not a democracy. This is Mike Tomlin is the dictator and he decides all. And you know, a lot of times that works out. A lot of times it doesn't work out. And when it comes to the quarterback situation, he's had that call for years, and he's never favored Mason Rudolph in it. Russell Wilson missed all of last summer, and Justin Fields became the guy. Very impressive. Arthur Smith loved him. The offense loved him. They wanted Justin Fields to be the guy moving forward. Mike Tomlin decided Russell Wilson's going to be the guy. We knew he was going to be the guy because the moment we signed him, I knew he was going to be the guy. That's the same thing with Aaron Rodgers here. Mike Tomlin's not calling Aaron. Aaron and the Steelers aren't having conversations about Aaron coming in here to be a backup. That's not part of the plan. That's not part of any conversations that are being had. But just like Charlie Batch said, the longer you wait, the more you're giving Mason Rudolph an opportunity to showcase himself. So, do you even consider the possibility that Aaron wouldn't pick up on this offense fast enough to kind of pull him back in a competition, quote unquote? And 2, is there, like, in any world, no matter when Aaron Rodgers signs, is there a competition at quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers this offseason? If Aaron
Yeah, I'll answer the second question first. I think the moment Aaron Rodgers signs, the competition ends for the starting quarterback position. I think we can probably both agree on that.
Yes.
As much of a head start as Mason may theoretically be getting by having the playbook and learning and throwing with receivers now. To go back to your first question, I think it's nice to see your maybe number 2 quarterback, maybe spot starting quarterback, getting integrated with the system, being able to build that camaraderie with the wide receivers. But yeah, nothing about that tells me that it would be better than what Aaron Rodgers will come in and do. And I really fail to see how, as impressive as Mason Rudolph can be in the offseason, in OTAs, in preseason, whatever it is, if Aaron Rodgers shows up, I truly believe that will grasp the offense quicker, will have a better ability to utilize it, and then will look better within that system. So yeah, I think as nice as it is, I want to build up Mason Rudolph as much as he can. I do think the Steelers have done him sort of a disservice while not because they haven't built him up while they haven't signed Rodgers. Yes, it feels obvious that they're just waiting to make this quarterback move happen, but the fact that they have just kind of let him just sit idly by all summer and have done nothing to sort of pump him up or gas him up or anything like that, it's just like, well, yeah, they don't believe he's going to grasp the offense any faster than whoever they bring in next, Aaron Rodgers. So why should I?
Exactly. There's been no signs of, you know what I mean? Like there was I think 11 pictures shared on 10, at least double digit pictures shared
Mhm.
from the Pittsburgh Steelers about them just doing nonsense on the field for the first time this offseason. There was one of Mason Rudolph, and it was like a little video snippet of him for 2 seconds. You didn't even if he didn't have a goatee, you wouldn't even know who it was.
Exactly.
And like the Steelers do not look at this situation right now and give you any sign that Mason Rudolph in their eyes is the guy, you know, and that probably means that because they view Aaron Rodgers as almost a lock in this situation, I would imagine they have a much stronger feel on what's happening than me and you and anybody else.
They have
And
to.
yeah, while I'm confident that it's going to happen, while you're confident that it's going to happen, the Steelers are almost operating as if it already did. And they're just, Aaron's not showing up till July, so that's fine. You know, or he's not showing up until minicamp, and that's fine. If he wasn't here anyways, Mason Rudolph would be the guy taking first team reps because that's what's happening. I mean, look at Mason's 29 years old, okay?
Mhm.
And we're past the maybe Mason has this like future Pro Bowl caliber in him. Maybe he could be
Right.
the guy. He's a third round pick who's never become the guy in Pittsburgh, and he's been fighting from behind the whole time. I understand that. Went to Tennessee, didn't have the competition I mean, Will Levis was not strong competition. And then when he got the job, he didn't do enough to say, I'm the guy and I'm going to stick around in Tennessee and I'm going to give you a fighting chance. Now, don't get me wrong, Tennessee is atrocious, but you still
Yeah.
didn't do anything to kind of put yourself in a place where you are at least you weren't even considered by teams this offseason to be the guy by
Mhm.
anybody.
Mhm.
Pittsburgh signed you because they understand that they need somebody who's been here and this is a familiar, comfortable face in Mason Rudolph.